It's something I'd really rather discuss with your wife first.
Orderly to 4th floor nurses station. Orderly to 4th floor nurses station.
Doing back here?
How are you doing? Has there been any change?
I know you don't want to hear this, but I'm doing just fine.
Good, I'm glad.
Why?
I want to talk to you about something before you see Cece or anyone else again.
I'm not interested.
Oh, I think you will be.
I'm pretty sure Santana was heading here.
Yeah, to tell you what her weapon of last resort was going to be?
Yeah. And I feel for her, I really do, you know? I mean, she's in a tough situation. But I've seen her when she's like this before. She gets this desperate, she'll do anything. Of course, I think that's true of most of us, actually. How's Gina?
And how are you this afternoon?
Well, I think you can forget about recruiting her for Ted's camp.
No, I can't afford not to. Last thing I need on the witness stand is a nun crying off with his head. Excuse me. Excuse me, I must be in the wrong wing. Could you tell me whose room that is?
Of course, that's Monseñor Hammond's room.
Oh, I see. Thank you.
No, Mr. Capwell, I'm afraid there is no remedy at this time, surgical or otherwise.
Doctor, there's got to be. My wife wanted nothing more in this world than to have her own children.
I'm sorry. The internal injuries caused by the miscarriage have compounded with the existing scars from some previous infections or injuries some time ago. I doubt that she could even carry an in vitro fertilization to full term.
All right. But I don't think she needs to know that just yet.
Mr. Capwell, she has to know.
She's my wife. I'll make that decision.
She's my patient, and she deserves to know the truth. Now, I understand your concern. If you want to tell her in your own way, in your own words, that's fine. But if you don't, I will.
Monsignor, I know I've committed terrible sins, but how can I ask you for absolution when I know I'm going to do it again?
Hey, what's wrong? You think I'm a terrible person? You think I'm lazy and opportunistic and looking out for myself?
Of course not.
Why not? Maybe I am.
Amy, it's not a moral issue. Your son is next in line to the throne. That's his birthright, and there's nothing wrong with you wanting to stay.
Well, is it because I brought up marriage? I only said it because you said you wanted to. We don't have to.
Amy, I wanted to marry you. Been trying to ask you for months, right? And to finally hear you say that you're ready now, but I'm
For
happy.
what?
Nothing. I don't know.
You don't want to stay here with me, do you?
I didn't say that.
You didn't have to.
Are you drawing that from creative imagination, or is it from your memory, something you remembered?
Oh, I've been having these... You know sometimes when you think of somebody, or a phrase, or a melody or something, and you can't get it out of your mind, and you don't know why? Well, it's like that, and I keep picturing this street and these ramshackle buildings, which I don't even remember seeing, and I don't know why. It seems so real to me.
I'll get that, honey.
Okay. For you. Special delivery. From Nick. What is this? Dear Kelly, now look what you've done. Since you're the one who inspired me to get back to work, thought you should get first crack at seeing them. What do you think? It's from Nick. Nick's the one who's an artist, remember?
Oh, he is good, isn't he? These are wonderful.
Ooh.
But you know what? I kind of have a feeling he's sending these to you not because of the artwork.
Oh, Mom. I don't know how to act around him anymore, though. I mean, I owe him a lot, that much I know. It's just, I can't remember those 3 weeks we were gone.
All right, well, tell me, how do you want to act around him?
I'm not sure. I mean, sometimes I wish I'd never met him, and then sometimes, I don't know, it's just too soon, Mom, to think about it.
I understand. I know how you miss Joe. But I don't think Nick wants you to act one way or the other. He cares about you, that's all. Why don't you let him?
Mommy, I love you being here. Close, you know, where I can see you and I can tell you my dumb little problems, because I know you won't think they're dumb.
No.
And I think your coming home is the best thing that happened to us. Please don't let Gina or anybody else run you away.
I had a talk with Cece after I left here this morning.
I'm sure you did. I bet you told everybody how horrible and wicked I am.
Wouldn't have done any good. Right now you're winning the sympathy vote.
I lost my baby because of you.
I am not here to defend myself, Gina. You and
But that
I
doesn't mean
both know what
anything to
really
you, does
happened.
it? Because you were too anxious to give yours away.
That is another lie.
Oh, you and Sophia are exactly the same. You both abandon your children and you come back and cry about how unfair it all is.
Gina, no one is trying to take anything from you.
You already have. You killed my baby.
What you are doing is despicable. Using this miscarriage to try and drive Sophia and me from the people who love us and need us.
Nobody loves you or needs
Because you
you.
know what a precarious situation you're in at that house. Cece loves Sophia, and anyone with 2 eyes can see that.
No, he doesn't. Anyway, Sophia's a murderer and she's going to prison.
Well, I'm not going anywhere. And you still have me to deal with.
Tell me, Santana, what did Cece say to you when you spoke with him?
Yes, Gina, he fired me from the hotel renovation. So what? You're not going to keep me from seeing my son.
Watch me.
All I am asking for is the right to be near him. And if you fight me on it, Gina, you're going to be so sorry.
I won't have to. He'll despise you so much he won't want to be around you.
Oh, you think so? Well, I don't. Not after I tell him that the woman you've taught him to hate is his real mother.
Mason, where did you... Why is it everywhere I go, you show up?
It must be Providence.
Did you hear what went on in there?
Yeah.
Well, if you wanted to get even with me and humiliate me, you just did.
I'm sorry. Let's start over. And how are you this fine day? Monseñor, a friend of yours?
No.
I hope he's not seriously ill.
No, he's had minor surgery. He should be released soon. It's just that Mother Superior thought it...
Thought you should come visit the sick. That's kind.
No, it wasn't that. She thinks he's a very wise man and that I should...
Confess to him. Well, I'll tell you, sister. I don't know what the Monseñor would say, but I find it hard to believe you capable of even a venial sin, much less a mortal one.
Well, that's not how you felt the last time you saw me.
I was angry. So were you. That's not a sin. Neither is being misguided.
Look, I've had certain thoughts.
We all have thoughts.
Against your brother, against you, thoughts that go way beyond anger that I know are sins.
You're being too hard on yourself.
And the reason that I'm telling you this is because I have been guilty of the sin of pride, which you were right about.
Mary, if it's true that we really can sin in our thoughts, then maybe I've sinned against you, too. Now, I'm no priest, not even remotely virtuous, but I sure wish we could wipe the slate clean and start afresh. That would be something different. Don't you?
Look who wants to say goodnight.
Man, I John. Hi. What are you going to dream about tonight, huh?
You want to hold him?
I get real nervous when...
Oh, don't be. He feels safe with you, and I want him to get very used to you being around. Just hold his head up.
Hey. I wish you could tell us what you're going to dream about. What kind of sights you see in there. If they do dream at all, huh?
Excuse me, it's time to put Prince John to bed.
Yes, good night, sweetheart. I'll see you in a little while, okay? I love you. Thank you, Celia.
What are you thinking?
Do boys born in royalty ever learn to play football? I mean, who takes them to the game? Do they eat hot dogs or camp out under the stars? I mean, are there kids in the block that teach them how to build tree houses? Do they chew bubble gum or shoot at tin cans with slingshots?
I don't know. You wouldn't do that.
Oh, yes, I would, Gina. I'll tell him.
You think you can take my unborn baby away from me? And then you think you can take Brandon away from me, too?
Oh, for God's sakes, Gina. What you're feeling is the same thing that I've been feeling for Brandon. Now, you think about that. Only I gave birth to him. I carried him for 9 months.
That's not enough. It doesn't make you
Would you
special.
listen to me for a minute? What you are feeling about that child that you lost is the same thing I've been feeling for Brandon. Now, if you had a chance to get that baby back, wouldn't you take it? Wouldn't you give anything for a chance like that?
Then you admit it. You're gonna take Brandon away from me.
Gina, that is not what I'm saying.
Good, because it's not gonna happen. You made a big mistake threatening me, because now everybody's gonna know you don't really care for him. If you did, how could you say you're gonna tell him something that's gonna hurt him so much?
Gina, you didn't give me any other choice. I love my son.
You love yourself. You think he needs you to survive? You think he's been pining away all these years just to hear your voice? You could disappear tomorrow. He wouldn't even miss you.
We'll see how he feels after he knows the truth.
I'll make sure he knows the whole truth. How you gave him up because you just didn't want to bother.
I can explain it to him.
Explain what? You're the only one who understands it. What are you gonna say? I was too young. I was too poor. But now I've got a lot of nice clothes and some time on my hands. You think you could just turn into an instant mother anytime you want?
Just leave me alone, Cruz. I'll be fine.
Wait a second. Where are you going?
I'm going to see my son.
I don't think that's such a good idea right now.
Oh, what do you care? The only thing you care about is eating, and everything else is a waste of time.
Excuse me. I care about you a great deal. And I don't like what I see you doing to yourself.
Sorry. I know that I'm not going about this the right way. Don't you think I know that? But you tell me, Cruz, where has it gotten me being polite and doing what I was told to do? That's why I lost Brandon in the first place. I'm gonna hate Channing as long as I live.
All right, so maybe it was a big mistake, Santana, but it's done.
So do I have to pay for it the rest of my life?
No, but you have to learn to live with the way things are.
No, I don't. You are too practical for your own good. You've been that way for years.
Wait a second. Don't go doing something you're gonna feel sorry for.
Oh, don't worry. I'm really through with being sorry.
I'm there. So what? This must be Joe?
Callie, honey, I'm gonna go to the hospital to see how Gina's doing and see if I can help your father.
You think that's a very good idea? I mean, Daddy said that Gina was pretty irrational, you know.
I know, but if I find out that I'm doing more harm than good, I'll leave. How's the drawing?
It's better, I think. I'm gonna get it.
Yes, that on my way out. See you later.
Bye.
Santana, what's wrong?
Sophia, I have to see Brandon. It's important, Sophia. Gina doesn't have to know. No one has to know. Please.
Kelly, Brandon is out back with Reuben. Do you want to ask him to come in here for a minute? Just for a minute.
Thank you. I have a letter for him. I know that he's a little too young to understand it, but I want him to have it. Sophia, I am so afraid this is going to be the last time I'm ever going to see him.
Honey, the state of your soul is your own business. I'm not worried about that. I just want you to tell me, okay, it may sound crazy, but I just have to know that one of these things on your mind is not leaving the convent. I knew it. I knew it. Girl, I know you like a book. You take every little thing so hard.
It's not a little thing.
No, of course it isn't. It's tragic. It's terrible what happened to Christy, but Ted Capwell is going to be punished. Trust in God, or trust in Steve, but you don't have to get all worked up. You don't have to be judge, jury, and prosecution.
Mom, I have been. That's the point. I have been so arrogant and self-righteous, and I've hated Ted Capwell, and I just have no business setting an example for anybody.
Well, who's going to know if you keep your mouth shut about it?
I'll know.
Mary, everybody has faults. If all the self-righteous people in the world stopped going to church, there'd be a whole lot of empty pews and more than 1 or 2 empty altars to boot.
Mom, I can't judge the whole world. I only know me, but it isn't just now. I have been feeling left behind by the things that I'm supposed to believe in for a long time now.
You stopped believing in your home life, too, which is how you wound up in the convent to start with, am I wrong? Oh, honey, you think I blame you? Life with Willard Bassett was no party. I'd have joined up with you if I thought they'd take me. But the fact is, you stuck with it and made me so proud.
Mom, the fact is that the reasons I went into the convent are not the reasons people stay.
Honey, you have such a peaceful life. What is it that you think you're missing? Because whatever it is, I don't have it either. Is it men?
Mom!
Because men don't marry women who used to be nuns. Women like you wind up doing social work or checking out books in libraries. Oh, honey.
Hey, I have to go now.
Oh, I know I'm saying all the wrong things again. Mary, just let me talk to you.
Yeah. You're right. She's leaving the hospital now. She's with her mother, who's tall, dark blonde hair, pretty. Good. Get back to me here at the hospital, okay? Yeah, thanks a lot, Roy.
Dr. Mayo, Dr. Mark Mayo, pediatric staff.
Dad coming back?
Mason, not right away. I'm not supposed to have visitors.
You're never supposed to have this visitor.
But you're my favorite one.
You seem better. Did Santana's visit have a bracing effect?
Well, she's not going to want to come back in this room again. Cece's on my side. He fired her.
Ooh, revenge is sweet. Tell me all about it.
Yes, it is sweet. Does that make me terrible?
That depends on whom you ask.
I'm asking you because I know you won't say yes. You might think I'm terrible, but I know you like me, don't you?
Yeah. Why do I like you, Gina?
Well, because I'm so... I don't know.
Innocent.
I'm innocent?
Well, it's not exactly the right word. It's close. You know, even with all your scheming and plans, the things you're scheming for are innocent enough.
I don't scheme.
Yeah, I do like you, Gina. Even though it's against my principles.
What principles?
Oh, you know, selfishness, greed, Cold War I'm having with my father. You are his wife.
Maybe I'm one of those people, what do you call them? They work for both sides?
Double agents.
Yes.
Double agents have to be very careful.
I am very careful with CC. But I think he doesn't care sometimes what happens to me. But I know you do.
Now, don't start thinking I'm a nice guy.
Oh, don't worry. I won't tell anybody.
I haven't been able to tell her yet.
Fine.
Wait, Doctor. You don't understand. Gina is very fragile right now, insecure. If you tell her that she'll never be able to have any children, she's going to blame others. Well, the details don't matter, but it's going to make life very difficult for all of us at home.
Mr. Capwell, I sympathize with your concern, but none of that changes my responsibility to your wife. Now, she has a right to know what's happened inside her own body.
All right, I'll find a way to tell her, but just give me some time. That's all I ask.
All right, I have a few patients that I have to see. That'll take me about an hour, and then I am going directly in to see Mrs. Capwell. If you want to tell her yourself, do it by then.
Mr. Capwell, there's a telephone call for you at the nurse's station.
Thank you. I'll be right there. You, get your rest. There are more fights to come.
And I'm gonna win them all.
Thank you. Hello? Yeah, Roy. The Orient Express, huh? She's alone? Good-o. I'll take it from here. Thank you.
Rick, I'm afraid.
Me too. But we gotta be clear about this, about what we want.
I want you.
No, you want more than that.
Yes, I want other things, but they won't make me happy without you. What about you?
I want a home. Mother, father, kids, house, everything. Amy, I never had that. My mom and I used to travel around that damn trailer from show to show. You know that nobody even knew my name? I was, hey kid, go get that bottle of water. Hey you.
Why can't we start a home here as easily as anywhere else? I know Santa Barbara's the first place you've ever stayed and made friends and started a life, but we've made a start here. There's a place for us.
All right, it's not it. There's something else. And this isn't easy for me to admit this, okay? Because I always thought that it didn't matter, but it does. Look, I want to be somebody. I want to be somebody so important.
If we stayed here.
No, important. I don't want 10,000 people looking up at me just because I happen to be the Queen Mother's consort or whatever. I want to be important to myself. I want to be important to you and to John.
You are and you always will be. Don't you know that? I wouldn't have found my son if it hadn't been for you.
Look, I don't want to be that kind of hero. And I didn't want to find your son because I wanted to be one. I want to pay my own way. I want to make my own money. I want to take care of the people that I love and that need me. That's what lasts. That's a hero. Your son's going to be a king. I mean, who's he going to look up to? Nobody. I mean, I'm just going to be some kind of subject, living off his goodwill. He's not going to need me, and neither are you.
Don't ever think that. There are all kinds of needs, Prick.
Yeah. You know, I know things, you know. It may not look like I do, but I do. You know, I can walk a high wire with my eyes closed. I can ride a real unhappy Brahma bull bareback for 20 seconds. I can turn over a stunt car until it bursts into flames and walk away without a scratch. I've done it. Who the hell needs that here? Who? No, wait. Amy, I've worked real hard back home, you know, and I like that. Minx trusts me. And Sometimes, I think that she knows more about me than I do. Now, something's going to come out of that. I don't know what. Maybe not millions, but something. Baby, I want you to be happy. I want you to have everything. But I can't have everything until I've earned it.
All right. I said that I would only stay here if you stayed.
No.
I stand by that.
No, I don't want that responsibility. I don't want you coming home with me, and then 20 years down the road, I see the resentment in your face because you had a dream come true and you dropped it all for me. No way. You have got to be honest with me and with yourself and tell me if you really want to stay here.
For myself, I don't know what I want except to be with you. But what I keep asking myself, if I do go, what do I tell my son 20 years from now? Do I tell him that I didn't care about his birthright, that what I wanted was more important to me, or do I not tell him? Do I not say anything at all? Either way, how do I live with myself? Rick, I love you. I love you, but I do understand you. Please, try to understand me.
I love you too. It's just that all of a sudden, I'm sorry, but I feel like falling in love was the wrong thing to do.
OR nurses report to OR restat. Dr. David.
Mrs. Bassett, what brings you to the hospital today?
Waiting for my daughter to come back if she's coming.
Krista's being admitted again?
No, and don't you print that either. I'm talking about my other daughter, Mary. And don't ask me what she's doing here, because that is a no-comment situation. Aren't you Sophia Capwell? Armani, whatever. The one who killed her oldest boy? I saw you in the paper. Why don't you talk to her? We've had our trauma already. She's the one that's going to see the only son she's got left get locked up as a public menace.
Any comment, Mrs. Armonti?
No. I got a comment. How come the justice system let a rapist walk on bail just to victimize my little girl all over again?
First of all, my son is not a rapist, nor has he been convicted as one. He and Christy were friends. All he wanted to do was see Christy. Now, I do not recall hearing that Christy was hurt by Ted just going and seeing her.
Hurt? She was shaking like a leaf.
That seems not to constitute great bodily harm to me, and yet my son is in jail right now.
I'm glad you can joke about it. I guess the sight of my daughter half dead and so bruised up she couldn't move just put a damper on my sense of humor.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Bassett. I do apologize. What happened to Christy should not have happened to anyone. Ted is not a rapist. He is not a public menace. Someone hurt your daughter terribly, but it wasn't Ted.
How can you be so sure? It's hard to keep track of them, isn't it, once they all go out and get their own Rolls Royces? I think the real crime here, and you can quote me on this, is why people like you treat people like me the way you do. Just like something you wipe your shoes on and throw away.
I am on the verge of treating you very rudely right now because you know better. My ex-husband took Christy into his home.
As a babysitter.
And I find it very odd that you are even considering that my son is spoiled. He was working in a restaurant as a busboy alongside your daughter.
I don't blame you for being upset, honey. It's hard to face the consequences of the way your own kids were brought up.
C.C. Capwell is an excellent father and always was. And my children adore him. He is wealthy, yes. And he has built parks and playgrounds and recreational centers for the young people of the city. And he has loved and adored his family more than anyone anywhere could.
If he's such a family man, how come he dumped you and married that blonde chorus girl or whatever it is she used to be?
Oh, no, not over there. I can't see it. Oh, that's good. Just fine. Hello, doctor.
Well, your spirits have improved.
Oh, I feel better. Oh, nurse, can you help me with the pillow, please?
Oh, no. I'll take care of you.
Oh, special attention, huh?
Of course. Mrs. Capwell, has your husband been in to talk to you?
Not since lunch. Why? Oh, here he is. Look, the doctor's here. I bet he wants to tell me that I'm doing so well I can go home really soon.
No, I think we'll hang on to you for a little while longer.
Oh, Cece, tell him I'm fine. I've been up and around walking everything.
Gina, I think the doctor has something to tell you.
Yes, Mrs. Capwell, the laparoscopy has revealed some rather extensive uterine scar tissue, probably because of earlier injuries.
Oh, yes, I had a car accident earlier this year.
Well, it is my opinion, therefore, that the baby would have miscarried, fall or no fall.
No, that's not true. Now, I know what happened. I know what caused it.
Well, in any case, all the tests show that the injuries from the fall have tipped the scales, and I'm sorry to tell you that you will not be able to conceive again.
I can't have children? Ever?
Well, Gina, no one can really tell that. Medical technology is changing every day.
Well, that's true, but I must say in all honesty that the prospects are extremely dim.
Gina, I know it seems terrible to you today, and it is, but in time you'll realize that it's not all that important. You still have Brandon. Nothing is going to change. Not the way I or anyone else will feel about you. Gina, say something at least. Let me know what you're thinking.
Perhaps I better leave you two alone. Mrs. Capwell, I'm truly sorry. But I thought it best that you should know.
Gina, don't shut me out. Let me know what you're feeling. Please, darling, I can help. I can understand things now better than I used to. I know what it's like to suddenly find that your future is empty. I haven't been fair to you. I've made you feel unwanted in your home. That'll never happen again. And if you're thinking about me, don't. I didn't tell you before, but I just don't think it's the right time for me to start a second family. I just don't think I should.
Of course not. You still have your first family, complete with your first wife.
I know that your first instinct is to blame Sophia and Santana, but they're going to be as shocked and saddened by this as I was when they find out what's happened.
They have everything they want. Your home, my little boy. Tell me, when will it be that I'll get the divorce papers? Will I still be in the hospital? You don't need me anymore. I can't have children.
Gina, you're as much a woman as you always were.
You leave me alone. I'm tired.
I'll be quiet, please. Just let me sit here for a while.
Please get out of here.
Hey, say hello.
Yeah.
Did you find Brandon?
Uh-huh.
You're up there a long time. Looking for someone else, maybe?
I knocked on her door.
Listen, Eden's keeping very busy, all right? She's at the office all day. She's at the restaurant all night. She's auditioning singers. I think she keeps busier when she's,
And she's what?
when she's not happy.
How's Nick? You see him?
A little bit. I think, you know, he's getting back to work. He doesn't have much time now, but I don't know, Cruz, he seems strange. But then again, I guess I seem strange to him, not remembering, you know, all that time.
Yeah. What makes you think she's not happy, Gil?
Because she has tons of feelings that she won't admit to. Cruz, come on. You know Eden better than anyone around here. You're the only one that really understands what's going on with her.
Sure. So that's great about Nick. So he's sending his resume around now?
Come on. Stop talking about him. What are you going to do about my sister?
I don't know. I was thinking I might try to see her tonight, you know. She's going to be at the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I woke up this morning and I expected her to be next to me. I was completely shocked when she wasn't there. You believe that?
No.
I mean, after all this time, I mean, I miss everything. I miss seeing her every day. I even miss the grief she used to give me.
I know. What are you going to say to her?
Oh, I don't know. Probably all the wrong things. Why should this time be any different?
Good. Then come on. I want you to go see her and say all the wrong things to her, okay?
What?
Listen, and she's gonna act like she doesn't want to hear you, but she will. She's that way, Cruz. And don't say I said so, okay?
What?
Ciao.
Yeah, hey.
What?
Thanks.
Don't worry about it.
You're okay to get home.
Hey, man.
You're following me.
No, haunting you, perhaps. How was I to know you'd be here? At a bar, in a Capwell restaurant, and a Capwell hotel.
I know where I am. The one place on earth I thought no one would look for me.
That's pretty sneaky for a nun, isn't it? May I sit down?
I'd rather you wouldn't.
Let us therefore follow after those things which make for peace.
Epistle to the Romans.
Chapter 14, verse, I don't know.
I'm impressed.
Now may I sit down?
No.
Bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them that use you despitefully. Matthew chapter 5. And I think this is despiteful, don't you? You're making me stand here like an idiot. Think now. Do you really want me praying for you?
Well, actually, if you do pray, yeah, I'd like that.
Fine. I'll pray after lunch.
Mason, no, don't.
Mary, you do want to talk to me.
No,
You just
I
don't know it yet. You have to talk to me so that I can tell you when Ted's case comes to trial, I'm going to call you as a witness for the defense.
Sir, your mineral water?
Thank you. Man's a wizard with mineral water.
Mason, I have nothing to say in Ted's defense, and you are perfectly aware of that. So if this is some ploy on your part to sit here and...
I have something up my sleeve, but I don't want to talk about the case now. I have nothing pleasant to say, and I can tell you're smack on the horns of a spiritual dilemma.
Is nothing sacred to you?
No. And I tell you, it makes me want to hide my head in shame. I don't, though. It's considered rude at the table.
You see, there you go again.
What is it, Mary? What is it that's making you run to Monseñor Hammond, Mother Superior? Away from your mother, away from me? Could it be that your feelings about Ted and me make you feel like you don't measure up? You know, I had a spiritual dilemma once, not too long ago. Your turn to laugh, right?
No.
Well, I won't say that I passed with flying colors, but I do think it's almost over. At least I hope so. Let me tell you a story about not measuring up. It's a parable, really, like the prodigal son. Only this is about the prodigal son's brother. You know, the one that stayed home. This brother labored in his father's vineyards from dawn until dark and asked very little in return because he felt sorry for his father, knew how much he missed the prodigal son who had left home forever.
Oh, not forever.
This is my parable. Well, the son worked harder and harder to win his father's love and make his father happy. He obeyed his every wish, his every rule, no matter how unreasonable, but it was all to no avail. Because the truth was that the harder he tried, the more his father despised him and loved instead the other son, who was never to come home. Finally, the hard-working son defied his father. He refused to labor in his vineyard or live in his father's mansion like a servant. As strange and alien as it seemed, he struck out on his own.
Glad you're calm, Mama. What do you mean it doesn't sound like nothing? Of course it's something. Now, look, I tell you, you just rest, okay? I'm gonna be there real soon, all right? Okay, goodbye.
Is your mother all right?
In the hospital.
What happened? What's wrong?
It's apparently a heart condition. Amy, I gotta get home.
Do you want me to go with you?
Look, I thought we discussed that already.
Wait a minute.
You're not going for good. You're just going for a little while. You're coming back. You're just going to visit your mother, right? Rick, answer me. I love you.
Amy, I love you too. Wherever we are, that's not going to change.
Stop it. You're talking about this like it's final. Like we've made some decision and we haven't.
Haven't we? Haven't we decided that you're staying here with John?
It's not my decision. It's my son's life I'm talking about, not just mine. I don't see that I can take what is rightfully his away from him.
I just wish you would think that I was rightfully his too.
Don't do this. Please don't leave like this.
Amy, I have to, all right? Look, I better call Minx and have my mom transferred to a hospital in Santa Barbara. I want the best for my mom.
And promise me you'll come back.
Amy, I love you, all right? It's not over. It's never going to be over.
Then say you'll come back. I'm not going to stand by and let this happen.
I'm not saying goodbye. If it wasn't an emergency, I wouldn't leave. Look, maybe when I get back to Santa Barbara, things won't seem as important to me as they do without you there to share them with me. Maybe I'll be back. I'll probably be back. I don't know, okay? Please, I'm asking you, don't make me make any promises to you right now, okay? Okay? Look, will you, come with me to say goodnight to Johnny?
Never. From the Andrades, Reuben, Rosa, Danny, Consent, Carla. Best wishes for a speedy recovery. Sophia. I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna slip out right after dark. They're not gonna get away with what they've done to me.